Yo guys, so before we get into this video, I just want to talk to you about foottrading.co.uk. This is a website set up by myself and Dan, aka V273. We put together our market knowledge into one place to help you guys trade on FIFA. There are free trading guides on here, which are literally them ones there. They teach you how to trade with special cards, icons, and silver cards. All of those are massively profitable methods on this game. We've also got paid for areas, which is £10 a month. That gets access to spreadsheets for special cards, for icons and for silvers, with the maximum buy prices and the minimum sell prices on them. You cannot lose coins. They are tried and tested, literally in every market condition, and they work very, very well. We have people who have made 3.5 million coins in a week. Even people who do it once a week are making sort of 500-600k from the trading. It is very, very good. And for £15, you get access to a live deals area, which is where we're going to be putting all the live filters we come up with. As you guys have seen in the 0 to 2 million series, I'm pretty good at finding sniping filters and stuff like that. We're going to start putting those into that live filters area for you guys to make as many coins as possible. That is £15 a month for those, and we update that as often as we possibly can. You also get access to our tool, the Chem Style Calculator, which was built. Essentially, let's say, for example, you buy a card that's not on the spreadsheet, because some aren't on the spreadsheet. We are adding loads all the time, but there are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Chem Styles cards on this account. But let's say, for example, you buy a card for 25,000. 25,000, not 25 coins. And you say, Hunter,
I'm not gonna lie,
calculate,
mate.
it will tell you the minimum you should be selling that card for, and it's a really invaluable tool. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, like I say, £10 a month for tier 1, £15 a month for tier 2. It is a really brilliant website. If you want to get involved, click the link down below. Come over to foottrading.co.uk, check it out and see what you think. But for now, let's get into this video. Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing down below. We are so close to 8,000 subs now. We are pushing on to it every single day. So please consider being part of that journey. As always, please like this video if it has helped you. It's never been more important. YouTube have completely switched up the algorithm, and instead of taking into account comments and views and everything, it seems that likes is the main reason right now, which I don't really like, but it is what it is. But if you can, drop a like on this video if you found it helpful, if it's helped you. If you just watch the channel in general, it'd be massively, massively appreciated. But yeah, this video is essentially one that you guys have been asking for a little while now in terms of a special card trading video, but a lot of you have been asking for a low budget special card trading video, and I cannot stress this enough, and I know you guys have been a comment for saying I cannot stress this enough. That does not exist. It doesn't exist, and there's a reason why. On the website, on foottrading.co.uk, make sure you check that site out. We have gone for silvers, specials and icons. Well, there's two major reasons. Firstly, I trade with silver, specials and icons. Dan trades with specials and icons to a level that I don't know many people that can do what he does. But we trade with those ones because what they do is they represent the stages of a journey on FIFA, in my opinion, in terms of starting out trading with silvers, making profit from them with low risk, getting a certain amount of coins in the bank, but then move on to specials, and then get a certain amount of coins in the bank to then move on to icons. Once you learn silvers and get the coins for specials, you keep doing the silvers and the specials. And then once you've got enough of both of those to do the icons, you keep doing silver, specials, and icons. You keep doing all of them, but it's stages of a journey. Now, the reason why I say there's no low budget special card trading method realistically in this game is because it's not an effective way to trade. Full stop, capital letter. It is not an effective way to trade. As an example, if you put 100,000 coins into special cards, you might pick up 3, let's say, for example, and make 5 to 10k profit of each of those cards, which makes you maximum 15 to 30k profit. Even 30k is probably pushing it. It's probably close to 15 to 20k profit in the long term is what you're going to make. If you put 100k into silvers, you're probably making 50 to 60,000 coins profit minimum. If you buy really well, you can make 100k, you can double your coins. And that's why when people come in and ask us about 100k, 200k methods, we always say gold, because we've got a gold filter that we've got on the stream, and we always say silvers for that exact reason, because you'll make money quicker by doing it that way. In my opinion, you need 400-500k comfortably to be able to really start moving into the realms of special card trading. And the reason for that is because special cards take a while to sell. That's not to say don't go out and buy them. If you really are desperate to go and buy them, I'm going to explain to you in this video how you can think about doing that. But it's important that you note that it isn't as easy as you think it's going to be just to go, okay, cool, I'm going to buy these. You will be waiting for those cards to sell. Whereas with silvers, yes, you're waiting for them to sell, but usually next day you can make a profit. At bare minimum, a couple of days later. With specials, you can wait 2-3 days to sell them if you don't buy at the right price and if you get it wrong. And that's the first thing that you need to know about specials, is buying at the right price is massively important. If you are making a step up to specials now, or you're getting into it, if you buy the wrong card, it's not like with a silver. If you buy a silver, for example, that you buy them at, I don't know, 3,000 coins after the drop, and that's a little bit higher, and the next day doesn't rise, eventually that silver will go up in value enough for you to make the profit back within a couple of days. If you get it wrong on a special card, the chances are you're making a loss. At best case scenario, you're possibly breaking even. Worst case scenario, you're making a loss. So just be mindful of that specials. But first thing to note about specials, as I've told you before with special card videos, it's about fluctuations. Now, you can see my coin total right now is 2 million coins. I have spent 3 million coins on my stream today because I've been investing in special cards for this video to give you guys an idea about special cards and how the market fluctuations work and to go a bit into detail. So I'm going to show you the cards I bought, or some of them anyway, because I bought a lot. I've also bought a lot of icons. That's going to be tomorrow's video. For those of you who've got the coin total for icons, that will come for you then. But special cards, you work on fluctuations. So you work on picking them up when they're cheap and selling them when they're expensive. Now, basic theory here for special cards is cheapest 6 PM till 8 PM, most expensive overnight is a basic for during the day in my opinion. But special cards can be picked up throughout the day. People will list them. But more people on the game at 6 to 8 PM, so it's true of any trading method. The more people on the game, the more card churn, the more cards get undercut. That means you can get better deals. But they also fluctuate throughout the week. Early in the week, they are very, very cheap. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're cheapest. Thursday, they sort of do a weird thing where they sort of climb a little bit and then drop off. They do it all day. They sort of go up and down. But Friday, Saturday are usually the most expensive days because they're weekend league and people are buying their teams, which means less supply. As always, remember, less supply equals more demand, makes prices go up. But let's go have a look at some of the cards that I bought today. So if we go to my transfer pile, we have a complete spread of cards that we bought. So some we've already bought and sold, because we've made profit on them straight away. Some we bought that are listed right now, and the ones I want to show you from what we picked up today. So, first thing to do with special cards is note that you don't just trade with special cards. The best way to trade with them is to trade with them with chem styles. I've said this before. Hunters and shadows are vitally, vitally important. They are worth 10 plus K on the market, so they have that value attached to the card. People do not realise this and list them cheap. However, at a low budget method, at a low tier, that can be super effective when you're trading with someone like, let's try and see one we got here. Tagliafico, as an example, is a very good low budget guy to trade with. Now, when I say don't trade with special cards at a low budget, don't do the methods I'm doing right now specifically if you have a very low budget. But if you have a low budget, there are cards out there you can buy. For example, this Tagliafico I bought for 18,000 coins. Now, the question mark you guys always have is how do I know what to pick them up for? And I see this every single video, and I explain it every single video. Use Footbin. I cannot stress it enough. Use Footbin. So, I'm just looking at Tagliafico now. I picked Tagliafico up for 18,000 coins. He's probably gone down a little bit since 6. He's at 17,000 at the moment, which is fine. So, I bought him because he's within 1,000 coins of the Footbin price, okay? So, his card with a shadow on it is within 1,000 coins of the Footbin price. So then I'm like, okay, cool. So it's 1,000 coins more. However, I now can allow for the value of the shadow card being attached to this card. And that's the point. So when you're trading at a lower level, cards like Tagliafico, the lower end cards, maybe, as some other examples, James Maddison's first inform. I think it's his first inform anyway, second inform maybe. But it's 84 and it's 82. But it's 82, ignore that. It's 84 the one you want to look at. Mahrez, potentially at sort of a mid-level. Carlos Tevez is another quite good one. He's inform 82 rated. When you're doing that at this level, the most important thing you want to do is buy as low as possible. So if you're on a low budget, I wouldn't buy this Tagliafico personally. I wouldn't buy this card because your profit margin for 18,000 coins isn't going to be enough. For me, with 5 million liquid and maybe 4 million sat in my club, it's fine for me to buy Tagliafico because I don't mind. He can sit there. It's not going to make a difference to my coin total waiting for him to sell at the right price. However, if you picked him up at 16k, that'd be a good pickup because you could probably list him at about, I'd say an average of amount of about 23, 24 is what you want to be looking for. 7k is my sort of go-to at this level. The website, if you are a website sub, we have a chem style calculator. It tells you the minimum you should be selling cards for. That's the absolute bare minimum. You want to list for more. But these are the sort of cards you can pick up. Gary Medel's another very good one for a low budget if you really are on a low budget. 16,000 I picked this guy up for. Again, if we're talking about how do I know to pick him up for that price, I go to Medel's card. I look at him on Footbin. I load him up. And I see what he's selling for currently on Xbox, which I think is about 18 to 19, something like that region. Well, he's 16 at the moment, but you ignore that 16 there. Ignore that one there. Even these two here are kind of undercuts, honestly, 1,000 underneath it. But 16k there, he's within 1,000 coins of it. I allow for the shadow card. I'll try and sell him for 23, 22. And I make myself a nice, after profit, maybe 4,000 coins, maybe 5,000 if I'm lucky, in terms of the profit. Now, I'm showing you the cards, that's fine. That's all well and good. The question mark is how you pick these cards up. A few more actually that you might want to look at for a low budget. Dwight Gale, Foden, Pulisic, Wesley. If you're on a low budget, look at those guys. They're not bad. So there's filters you need to set, right? And the first filter I've shown you guys before is Xbox 10, 16, and the 15 million up here. 10, 16, 15 million. On PS, you can do about 13 because PS has a lot more supply than Xbox does. And you want to search, and you want to go to the 59th minute. You want to flick through to the 59th minute and just see what's on the market. So, as an example, we've got I talked about Carlos Tevez here, but he's over that. This Riyad Mahrez. So you can compare pricing here, just see what he's selling for currently and go, okay, cool, flick through. Right now it looks like an okay deal at 39, not a great deal, but it's an okay deal. And then if you've got time, sometimes you won't, someone will get you there. You then double check his price on Footbin. So for me, I'm like, well, I know his 87 is not that much more than that, so I wouldn't buy the 86 personally, but I know people do and they do well by it, but it's not something that I buy. I then go back to Footbin and I check his price. So 40. So technically this one here is a good buy. The 39, he's probably already gone already. No, yeah, he's already gone. So 39 is a good buy technically. This guy's already gone, just so you can see it. There you go. Sorry, this thing's fine. And then you want to rinse and repeat that. And you want to go again. And what I do is I stay on the same filter until I pick up a deal. Until I find a deal, I just keep going. I just keep going and going and going and going. So Matisse, for example, 16,000 here. This is a good deal. You can compare his price. Is he still there? So he's gone. It's a good deal. And you keep going. So basically, I would have picked that one up straight away at 16. I want to show you the process. I'd have picked him up straight away at 16,000 coins. Made myself a nice bit of profit on him. And then once I've done that, I then change my filter to Shadow, sorry. I can't stress this enough. These are the two to worry about. Don't worry about Catalyst, Anchor, that sort of stuff. They don't have the same value. And you search again, and you look again, and you keep doing that. And this is what I did today to pick all my guys up. But the chances are, you're not going to pick up every single card that you find. And this is when you start to learn prices. This is when people ask me on stream, how do you just know the prices of these cards? It's because when I missed out on that Matisse now, I know he sold at 16. So what I'm now going to do is go, okay, Matisse, what is his actual selling price? Let's go to Matisse. When he wants to load, Darwin Matisse. And I go to Matisse and I go, okay, cool. So what's his current centre mid selling price going for? He's currently going for 18,000 coins. So I now know that. And I'll note that down if I need to. Like, I didn't need to note it down because I knew it was a deal already. But if I need to note it down, I will note it down. But that's a good deal. There's my deal right there. I'm going to pick him up. And again, these cards are good for low budgets if you really desperately want to trade with them low budget. I will give you that it is lower effort to trade with specials, but it's also lower profit. If you're looking to make coins quickly, this isn't the method. But you guys wanted me to explain a little bit more detail about low budget. Matisse is a good one. And you keep rinsing and repeating this method, basically. Just keep rinsing and repeating it. And then build a database. Get Excel up on your computer. Get it up on your phone. And look at Matisse and go, okay, cool. That's his price. And the more you miss them, the more you'll learn their prices. The more you miss out on good deals, the more you'll realise, actually, I did this last time. That was a good deal. And so that's the best way to learn these prices. However, there are also ways once you get good in terms of how to pick these cards up. Now, I've never shown these filters before. Some of us use them on streams. So I think now is probably the right time to be able to show you guys them. There is a method to compare price back out that is the most effective method. So I'm going to give you the basic one at the moment, which is 10, 13, 15, 15 million, okay? 10, 13, 15, 15 million. Set your filter to special, set your filter to hunter. And this will allow you to compare price back out relatively well. So if I compare price, and if I go on this one here, let's go to this. So you want to look for none over the hour. You don't want any over the hour, okay? So the last one you want is on 59 minutes, and you want to compare price back out. And you want to keep doing this until something pops, and it might be a good deal, it might not be a good deal. Do not get trigger happy on this. Especially if you're new, I wouldn't recommend this one at all. This is only if you start to get the hang of it. But you compare price, you back out, you keep comparing price, you keep backing out, keep comparing price, keep backing out. We'll keep going until we try and get one. Ideally, that'll happen sooner rather than later. So I can switch to shadow if need be. Compare price back out, compare price back out. Fun times, fun times, fun times, fun times, fun times. Eventually one will pop. Like the famous last words, but one will pop. And you keep doing it. This method's probably even more effective on PS because you've got a much more active market, but it's also a hell of a lot more competitive. We'll keep comparing price back out. I'll show you the Coutinho I picked up already. I picked up his ones to watch earlier on for 69. I'll show you that. Compare price back out. We will pick one up. I'm not really a fan of cutting these videos because I see people cut their videos. We're like, oh, look, it was so easy. And I want to say to you, this isn't as easy as you think it is. People think you can go, oh, cars pop in 24/7. They're just not. They pop often, but not as often as you'd like them to. Compare price back out. But this one for a minute. I'm going to give it another like 30 seconds. And if not, I will move on to the shadow filter, which should pop in more earlier on anyway. Any joy? There we go. So Gamero pops. I know that's a good deal already. I just know that Gamero's a good deal. What you want to do there is compare price back out the same way you did. But I know Gamero's a good deal. I sold one for 65 the other day. Right now he'll be down, but he will go back up again. And overnight he'll climb in price. But Gamero is a good deal. The long and short of it. But the point is, there you go. I'll show you now. So 59,000 coins is what he normally sells for. I just picked him up for 55 with a hunter, which has an added value. I could probably get, at his price currently, I could probably get 68 for him tonight, which is going to be a nice 10,000 coins profit on him. But this is when you get good. This is when you get good, you use that method. For those of you that have started to learn your prices, that's the one you move on to. But there is a but to this. Sometimes they sit for longer. That Gamero wasn't going to sit. The moment I saw 55, I picked him up. But that Gamero was not going to sit. But you can compare prices. You see Gaitan's come up now. Wesley, this isn't a good deal. This isn't a good deal. It's not a bad deal, but it's also not a good deal. He's in and around the 1,000 coin, but Wesley pops at about 16, 17k relatively consistently. But it's not a bad deal either. But as you just see, they do pop more often than you need to. And you compare price on them again, and you keep going and seeing if anything more comes up. Again, you can change your filter up to shadow, and then that will give you the price. But try your hardest, whatever you do to check. We're going to, by the way, these are icons we picked up today. We'll be talking about that in the next video, because we still haven't got access to the 0 to 2 million yet. We're going to talk about these icons in a later video. But yeah, so you can compare price as much as you want to compare price on them, but always make sure you are not trigger happy. I've said this before, it is better to miss out on a bad deal than it's better to not pick up a bad deal than it is to, what am I saying? It's better to pick up less deals than it is to pick up a bad deal, if that makes sense. I'm trying to put the best way to explain that to you guys. So it's better to miss out on a good deal than pick up a bad deal. That's what I meant to say. There we go. We got there eventually. So just be mindful of that. That's something to be considering as and when you're doing this method. Now the question mark I next get is, when do I sell these cards? Now I list when I'm on the game. As you can see from some of the ones I've already listed so far today, I've been listing them as I'm going. I don't know who else we just sold. I think that was some these managers here. I list while I'm on the game all day. No matter what happens, I list. Now these guys I picked up, I wanted to show you them before I started listing them in case they sold. Give you an example. This Coutinho, 67,000 coins on this ones to watch Coutinho. If we go to his ones to watch card, and we load it up, he is currently selling for 67,000 coins. Well, actually, that's an undercut. So 69 is actually what he's at. 69.70 is really where he's at. So we've got a nice deal on that one. But again, when I'm looking at this now, what you can be looking at is, when you're looking at selling these cards, right, there is a tendency of people to panic and worry when these cards don't sell. But I'm looking at his average price for today so far, and it's 70,000 coins. That does not mean that he sells for 70,000 coins. That is his average price. If I look at yesterday on Sunday, he's like up and down all day. That's his average price on the day. That is not what he sells for. I've seen people say check his sell price on Footbin. That is not what he sells for. That's the average price that he is listed at for. So what I would do now is I go, okay, cool. I've got him at 67. I know he sells for 69. So I'm going to think, okay, what's the value I'm putting on this Hunter card? Now, I'm not going to put the full 10k value on him right now, because I'm thinking, well, if I put the full 10,000 coins value on this card, someone could just buy the card, put a Hunter on it. So for me, my sell price for him is going to be about 78 initially. I'm going to overlist him to start with. Always overlist your cards. And by overlist, we mean list for more than they are worth, because you may get a sell. So I'll start for the first hour. I'll list him at 69. Maybe even 70 might have been a good shout. I'll list him for that 69,000 coins there. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's no problem. I'll list him for that. If it doesn't sell, I'll lower it by maybe 1k, 2k overnight. But that's the point. While I'm on the game, every hour I'm relisting these cards. Every hour without fail while I'm on the game. When I'm not on the game, I'm listing for 12 hours without fail. 12 hours is the way forward. It always is. It's never been different like that. 12 hours without fail when you are not on the game overnight. That's when they usually sell. You'll wake up in the morning and your 1.9 million coin total back at 3.5 mil, because you've sold half of the cards you bought. The next day, I do the same thing, list them all day. Eventually, they will sell. And then if they don't sell that day, list them overnight, they usually sell. Hard and fast rule, don't hold on to them for more than a couple of days, 2-3 days before bringing your price down for a smaller profit. Try always to make a profit. There's no reason why you shouldn't if you're buying at the right prices. But that's how you trade in general with these cards. Now, if you're looking to trade with specific cards, let's talk about low budgets again, because you guys keep asking about low budgets. If you're looking to trade at a low budget, then a more effective method here could be a specific player. But if you want a specific player, you should probably be looking for players who have got supply. So right now, I showed you this morning, I like this Gaitan card. He popped a lot early on with Hunter on him, then he stopped popping, and then he started popping again. So it's a weird one with him. You want to go and check what he's doing with the Hunter at the moment. So at the moment, he's sitting at 25 with a Hunter on him. Now, without a Hunter on him, he's sat at 20, I think, was the price I saw earlier on today. Bit more, maybe. 21, maybe? So he's at 21,000 coins. So here's the same thing with this Gaitan card. You can sit there, compare price, back out. I've shown you it many one times. I'm not going to do it again in this video. I showed you it this morning as well. You can compare price back out on them. But I've just given you a list of 10 players there, pretty much I've gone through. You can compare price back out on them. And if you pick up the card, so when you check the minimum they're selling for, so you know for well, he is selling for 21,000 coins. If he pops with a hunter at 21,000 coins or below, you are guaranteeing yourself profit. Full stop. There's no debate on that. It's exactly that. If you want to go look at another card, let's say you go look at that Wesley card. Let's say you look at Wesley. I wouldn't suggest Wesley is the best option to be perfectly honest with you. Let's do Wesley's special card. Let's see if he's got any 19,250. So 19,250 is his minimum there, right? And that's with a hunter on it. That's his minimum. So that 19,250 is not necessarily a bad deal. Would I want to pick him up at that? Probably not. Wesley's not the best example of this, but he's got 1, 2, 3 there at that 20,000 coins. But these cards, those cards will sell overnight for 23, 24. They just will. Because people will buy them with a hunter on them. Because again, there's the value of the hunter on them. I'm not going to buy them at that because I know I can pick them up at 16. But again, you can just use compare price back out again. You can literally sit there at the end. Make sure there's none over the hour. There's one over the hour, so we're going to go lower on that. Let's go to 19.5. And again, you can do the same thing, compare price back out. If you can find informs that this works for, brilliant, do it. Do it without fail. If you can find informs that this works for, go ahead and do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, I would caution you just to think actually silvers are the place for you to start. But I know a lot of you are keen to start silver, especially, so I'd rather teach you how to do it, and that's essentially it. Put simply, with special cards, it's all about being on the market and picking up the deals at the right time. You can do it during the day, always can do it during the day, and make sure you are doing it during the day. But your most effective time to do this is simplistically going to be at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 p.m, 9 p.m, those sort of times when there's more people in the game. People are done whatever they're doing for the day. If people working from home, for example, at the moment, they come onto the game to chill out. They list their cards. The market churn is higher. You see prices come down a little bit. You pick them up at better deals. That's the time to do it. And then list overnight. I cannot stress this enough. Always have something listed overnight for profit. It's not difficult at all. You will sell them. Don't overprice your cards too much, but always look for an overlist. Another rule, always look for an overlist initially. If you have to bring them down, that's fine. But especially when you're buying beginning of the week, the only way is up for their prices by the end of the week. So just keep them, overlist them. If they sell, brilliant. If they don't sell, then bring them down by a K. Just change it up. Try not to buy too many of the same card. If you do buy a lot of the same card, make sure you list them at different price points because you don't want to price fix them at one price. It's completely pointless. But that is special card trading in a nutshell, and hopefully with a bit more knowledge of the lower end of the market for you guys that needed it. As always, if you're new around here, please do subscribe down below, click the like button, all that good stuff. It's massively appreciated. And check out foottrading.co.uk for all your special needs. But for now, lads, I am out. Peace out. I will speak to you soon.